Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about something that is really important to me and has really changed my life, and that is Jenkum.
There's a new way for your kids to get high. They're using raw sewage.
I couldn't imagine doing something like that. Sounds pretty sick to me.
Honestly, they need to find something better to do with their life. Seriously.
Something new, something stimulating, something different.
There's a lot of people that say it's a hoax or it's not real or it's just made up or whatever. Now let's just get this out of the way first, so you can laugh it all off or whatever, You won't be laughing once you experience what I have and have your life change. But, it's human waste. It's, shit.
Hey everybody, it's Josh Denny here with your weekly dose of shit. Coming to you on a Wednesday. Normally we come to you on Monday, but I literally took me 2 days to recover from this weekend. And joining me on this week's episode, somebody I got to meet for the first time this weekend and can speak a little bit to the fun and debauchery we have. I think pretty mild debauchery, right? The host of the Wrong Opinion podcast on Gumroad and Wrong Opinion Live on Censored TV. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Josh Lekach. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, man. I didn't know this podcast was about shit.
It's sort of a euphemism, right?
I didn't know this is like the shittiest podcast ever.
Well,
is that what you're going for?
Yes, exactly. Nailed it.
Oh, man.
I feel like I nailed it, right?
You did. Yeah, I just... I thought this was a classy joint, and I guess it's not.
Well, we all can't be in the tropical paradise that lays behind you. That's for sure.
Yeah, this is real.
Yeah,
this is
a lot of people. How many people think that that's a green screen?
This is real.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
you better close that. You better close that before Kompuchin run in through your window and steal your children.
Yeah, no, they the animals here, they all want to murder us.
Kind of like Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, you have different kinds of animals there.
Yeah.
Not to get into that, but that's, I left there. I left LA and I was like, there's no way I'm raising a kid here. So I left and then I came here.
You've been there for how many months now?
Like 10 months.
Yeah. How do you like it? We talked about this a little bit this weekend, but
yeah, it's good. It's slow. It's very slow here, which I don't like. But it's peaceful, and cheap. I'm saving so much money.
I can imagine. Like, what is the average dollar stretch to there?
Like
in LA, I assume you were probably paying. Like, I have a steal of a place. I have a 2-bedroom in Los Angeles, and I pay less than $2,000 a month for a 2-bedroom with a 2-car garage.
All right, so in LA, I was spending on rent in LA like almost $4,000, like really crazy.
Oh, what were you living in? Park La Brea?
Sunset and Sunset and Crescent.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I was spending a lot of money. The lady kept raising the rent.
Of course.
And then I was like, okay, I got to get the fuck out. I don't know. Here I'm spending like $1,800 a month on rent, and
but you live in the governor's mansion. It looks like.
yeah. On the beach. I'm best friends with the president of Costa Rica. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, the price of food, for instance, like everything is rising. I guess all over the world. But still, you could live pretty comfortably here, and without spending much money. Like I live off of the money I make off my Gumroad and Censored TV show. So go subscribe.
Yeah, everyone can check out Wrong Opinion live on Saturdays on Censored TV, and then you can see is it an everyday show that you do? I got it right here, buddy.
I
do a show. Gumroad.
Yeah, wrongop.gumroad.com. I do a show on Tuesday, Thursday. Sometimes I'll do it on Friday if I have an interview. And then Saturday on Censored. And then sometimes I stream on Cozy TV on Sundays. I got to get that going more.
Yeah, I mean, it's Censored is a fun platform, and it was really cool to have the show this weekend where all of you guys sort of came out in support. and hung out for the weekend, and I got to meet you and Jim Goad, and it's nice to like do an event. I don't know if you've ever done these in your past, but like you always do work events, right? And you would go meet all these people that you communicate with via text or email, or that you just know from the office, or you know what they do in your company, and you usually like 20% of them. And I was like, oh no, everybody's fucking
Yeah.
cool. Like
Yeah.
everybody that works for our company is fucking cool.
Yeah, it was funny because besides Ryan, I was kind of meeting everyone face to face for the first time as well, but it kind of felt like I knew everyone. Like Maddie, Gavin's friend that streams with him on Thursdays.
Oh yeah, Maddie's shitty little kitchen.
Yeah, Maddie like came up to me like, "Hey Josh, what's up?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. We know each other.
Yeah.
We just know each other." So I like that. And I guess because we all know we're on the same page, we're on the same team. We got to stick together. Gavin only called me a fag twice, so I feel like that's good.
I don't know if I didn't get called fag enough, but I did. My weight was mentioned a time or two.
Yeah, but you
Like,
do that.
yeah,
You're the
I do
one who
that too.
brings that up more than
Oh yeah,
anyone.
and it doesn't bother me. Like to me, it's very cause and effect. Like if it bothered me, I wouldn't be podcasting right now. I would be on my treadmill in the other room, just working out feverishly, insane.
Yeah.
But
Is
yeah,
it
I like how things taste more than I care about how I look.
like that's your thing, but I is it kind of like how every time a celebrity, like a funny celebrity loses weight, it doesn't seem like they're funny anymore. Do you feel like that's the case?
No,
Like
I don't know. I mean, like when I was thinner, I was still. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think my opinion of myself changes based off of like whether I'm thin or I'm fat. Like I definitely gained weight during the pandemic, and and things fit shittier. Like I had to get different clothes. That was about
Yeah.
it. But it's like,
Yeah.
but I don't. I literally pull no sense of self-worth from my appearance at all. Like it
Oh
doesn't.
no, I'm the opposite.
Yes. No, I get that. I get that, which is funny. I have to tell this story. So like we meet and we're hanging out. I think it was Friday night. We all decided to go to
Yeah.
karaoke in downtown Orlando, which is like super gay. I didn't realize we were basically staying in the West Hollywood of Orlando.
Wait. It's also very World Star.
Yes. Yeah. It's like I said that bar that we went to was like a Noah's Ark in that it had two of each kind of person ever invented in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It was oddly diverse in like a sitcom kind of way.
yes,
You
yeah,
know?
it was casted by like a woman named Danielle, who's like, okay, get me two black gay.
Yeah.
There was a black gay guy that you and I were watching while we were in there, and he was such a caricature that another black gay guy
Yeah.
identical to him walked in, and I thought it was the same guy in a different outfit.
We both thought they did an outfit change. And dude, they even had a group of racists.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a whole like four of them sitting
Yeah,
around
4 or
couches.
5. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like crazy racists just running around and
Yeah, it
making
was like
fun of the gay fat black people, Really
yeah,
weird.
it was wild. But yeah, I remember watching it was like, is that the same gay black guy? And then the first gay black guy came up and started talking to the other guy, and I was like, oh my God, there's two of them.
Yeah.
It was like watching, it was like it's seen in Gremlins when they start to multiply when they get
Yeah,
that.
that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. What happened was it was so hot that I started spray sweating everywhere, and then I got all of the black gays wet, and then they started to pop out of each other's backs like in
Yeah.
Gremlins.
It's science, you guys. Just,
Yeah.
trust the science.
Yeah, and
It's
then we
science.
passed around a plate of chicken wings, and they all turned into gargoyles at the end of the night.
There's that racism.
But there was a funny moment where, what's racist about that? Chicken wings or gargoyles?
Chicken wings.
Yeah, gargoyles is fine, right?
Yeah, that's not I don't think that's racist.
Just saying chicken wings is racist now?
Yeah, like watermelon.
Oh, you can't even say watermelon?
You can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
With,
made
like,
I made
black
Ryan
people.
bring watermelon licorice back to his wife, and I was like, she's gonna love this. She likes watermelon and she likes licorice. She's gonna love this. And then he took it back, and I was like, did I score you points with the wife? And she goes, yeah, she had it already. And I go, ugh, yeah, they all have.
but she's not black, so
No.
that was not racist.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
She's like, she's already had it, and I was like, yeah, all of our girlfriends have had it, unfortunately.
I don't even believe racism is real. I don't
No?
believe it's real. No,
El-
zero.
el-
I don't think it's real.
Elaborate.
I just think that it's inherent in people to be dubious of different people,
Yeah.
and that's it. And then to like label it racist, I don't think so.
Well, I hate this idea that racism is any acknowledgement of cultural or racial difference.
Well, yeah, that's where we are now.
Yeah,
That's
like
where we
so
are now.
even going like
Nothing can be different in the world of global homo.
yeah, if you just went, hey, there's some black guys over there, they would go, why are they black? And you would go, because they are.
Because
Like
their
that's
skin.
and they would go, how dare you? Right?
Yeah.
And you would just go like, I can't like if somebody goes, hey, look, there goes a redheaded guy over there, nobody would be like, that's racist saying what you see.
Well, because on the totem pole, gingers are like on the bottom.
Very
Sorry.
bottom.
Sorry. And
Yeah.
fat ones too. So
I know,
double
yeah, all
sorry.
the way at the bottom, which we
Yeah.
learned while we were walking the streets because you and I were
Yes.
trailing behind the group, mostly me, and then you were nice enough to be my companion. But we were walking behind the group, and these two not attractive women went blowing past us to go talk to Ryan, and you were
Yeah.
like mildly offended. You were like, why did they blow right past us? You're like, I
Yeah.
understand. But me, and I explained to you, I go, we're in a weird conundrum because those two fatties look at me and they go, oh no, we can do better. And then they look at you and they go, oh, I don't need that kind of rejection. I don't need
Yeah.
that hit to my self-esteem to ask this attractive man to speak to me. So they figured Japanese Puerto Rican right in the sweet spot in the middle.
Yeah, but they the horrible thing for them is they got rejected by a short Japanese Puerto Rican guy.
Yes, he was just like, yeah, I can't. He's like, I
I'm
have
sick.
COVID right now.
Yeah, I'm sick. I'm sorry. I gotta stay away. And they I think they knew he was lying. That wasn't good acting. I don't think that was good acting. But he was quick. He was very quick with it.
Yeah, and they stampeded away in a frustrated. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
ever watch a bull just. It was like
Yeah.
that. They did one of those and then they stampeded away.
Yeah, they were beasts. They were beasts.
yeah,
But
they
still,
were-
I was offended. I was like, what's happening?
You wanted the
You know-
fat girls to shoot their fat shot at you?
What?
I said you wanted the fat girls to shoot their fat girl shot at you at least.
Look, I mean, just humor me. You know, humor me.
You
Like,
just want the power to remind them that they hate themselves. That's what you wanted. You wanted an
I-
opportunity to go, nope.
Yeah, and I wanted to be like, sorry, I'm married. You know, I wanted to do that thing, and I didn't even get to do it.
Yeah. I always like when big girls like that approach me at places because I'm basically married, but I don't even bring that up because when they come over, they go, oh, you seem like a fun guy. I go, listen, I'm fat. I'm not retarded. So carry it, move along.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me being as disgusting as I am is no excuse for me to sink to your level. I hope you understand that. And you should feel the same way about yourself.
Have you ever done that for real?
Have I ever said that to a fat girl who was flirting with me? Yes, I have. I was like, I'm not into you at all. And she goes, well, but you are. And I go, I understand the scope of what you're presenting, but just because I am this does not mean that I am at your level.
I like that.
And here's the problem with fat girls is they're never fun, right? Because they hate themselves. See, this is the difference between fat guys and fat girls. Fat guys, some of them do, some of them are self-hating, but a lot of us are just jolly, like, I like how things taste. And fat women are never jolly. There's never like a jolly fat girl who's okay with the fact that she's fat. I know Lizzo pretends, but she cares more than anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, big time. You know what I noticed when we were out, because I don't go out anymore.
No, I never go out.
No, like I just don't go out. I go to bed at 8:30, you know? And I noticed I've been obviously noticing this in airports and all of that, but everyone's fat. Like
huge.
No, and the fat girls now, the normal fat girls are not considered fat because there's now obese people. So people have really let themselves go. And not only that, but
it's great. You should give it a go now that you're, I mean, I can't imagine there's a sit down Pizza Hut anywhere in Costa Rica, but you should really give it just let it go, man.
Well, no.
See, but the problem is the problem is though is that like I don't think you would look good fat. You know what I mean?
No.
Like there some people look good fat. Like there's not
Like, I
a tremendous difference between me at 220 and me at 290.
I can't picture you skinny.
I can I'll show you. It's not that much of an improvement. Let me see if I
but
can pull up a skinny me.
the most I've ever weighed was 180.
I have not weighed 180 since high school.
Yeah. But yeah, people really let themselves go. So I don't envy single people, honestly, what they have to go through right now, especially on the dating apps. Most of them are trans. Like most people on dating apps.
Most
are
of the
trans.
fat people are trans now too.
Just in general, you know, like the things that single people really have to wade through. I don't envy them.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being single ever again. Like if something happened to where I ended up being single again, I just wouldn't interact with people or women or anybody at all. Like
I think you should just capture the next woman you see. I think that's the way to go. Like return to tradition. You just capture one.
You just steal one? That's okay.
Yeah, you see one and then you're like, okay, that's mine now.
A lot of people think I captured the one I have now. A lot of people look at her and they go, "Did you steal her?"
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's probably the next move. You're not necessarily giving up, you know, but you're definitely not going to go through the dating thing. You just go and capture a woman.
Yeah, this is me 2012. Let me see if I can share my screen here. This is me 2012.
Yeah, you look like what fat people used to look like.
Yeah, that used to be just fat, like a little bit of
fat. Now
little
that's
pudge, a little bit
Yeah.
there. Yeah. But you can see it's like my face is a little different. Now keep in mind this also 10 years ago, so there's some aging happening as well, but like my cheeks are just less puffy and I'm less fat, but there's not some there's not some vast improvement in my physical appearance.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to go back to that?
I mean, I'll get there eventually. Like, you know, for me, the weight loss stuff really comes down to just how I feel. Like, you know, and if I get to the point where I start getting like aches and pains and like, it's sort of like a car. Like I take it into the shop when I hear creaks and cranks that aren't supposed to be there.
Yeah. But you know, as a not fat person, I feel those things too.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Everybody has those things. Like everybody has the health shit. Like there are people that look way better than me that have way more health problems. So
Yeah.
the vessel itself is no real indication of actual health. It's just it's a decent indication.
Yeah, I mean, I think the body gives you hints, you know. So yeah, I mean, but most people don't know shit.
Yeah, yeah, it's very true. So we went to karaoke and we sat around making some of the worst jokes humans could ever conceive to share with each other.
Yeah.
And then there was a real funny moment when Ryan's brand new beer just got taken away from him immediately. Like,
I mean, I don't know why he would leave his drinks with us, because if it wasn't taken away, we would have done something to it anyways. So
yeah, it would have been fun. What can you even roofie a small Asian man?
Yeah, you put an Advil in there and then they're gone.
They're done. They're done.
Yeah,
for the
they're
night.
done. He's tiny. Well, yeah, I mean, he's short, but he's not tiny. He's becoming wide now. He's becoming
he's been getting shredded for the last year or whatever.
Yeah, he's cultivating mass for sure.
Yes, yeah,
that's what he's doing.
That's the difference between Ryan and I. Is he's cultivated mass, and I've just accumulated it.
Yeah, you're hoarding it.
Yes, I am. I find mass and I just hold on to it.
Yeah, that's the trick. But no, but yeah, I mean, Orlando was a lot of fun. I didn't even know what to expect. I mean, because I wasn't necessarily a part of the show, but I was a part of the meet and greet, which I just thought we were going to hang out in a room, but it was like racist Comic-Con, you know?
Oh, yeah, guys kept coming in with their charred crosses, getting us to sign them. It was really... It was real different, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of bizarre.
Comic-Con, that's
like, remember in
great.
episode 435 when you said the N-word? Yeah. I liked how you said it with the hard R in the end.
Yeah,
but it
unlike
didn't
all the
seem
other
real.
434 episodes where we just
Yeah.
sang it.
Yeah, so it was definitely interesting. Half the people didn't know who I was, half did. So it was humbling, but also interesting at the same time. And then there were a few people who, because a lot of them were really wasted. A few people who came up to me very offended, like, I don't know who the fuck you are.
They
I'm
were
like,
offended that you were there standing there with us.
yeah, like I put them in an awkward position because they didn't know who I was. Like, I didn't do enough to make myself aware in their lives, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you didn't
Yeah,
know who I
they were
was.
mad that we didn't have placards on our tables that had our names and
Yeah.
credits. Yeah.
But hey, man, you had merch, okay? You didn't tell
Yes.
any of us to bring any kind of merch.
No, well, here's the thing. When it came to
Yeah.
that, I had no idea. Like, first of all, we had no idea what the meet and greet was going to be because they didn't even set the room until 5 minutes before I had to go on stage. And I felt bad about this because you guys were all kind of hanging, and I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off trying to make sure this event goes off without a hitch. And I remember the one thing we didn't check was the meet and greet space. And so I walk over there like 5 minutes before curtain, and none of it's been touched. So I immediately had to grab the fucking venue people and be like, okay, guys, why is the meet and greet space not set up at all? And then they basically set it up that way like a queue. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess we can do it this way. Like, I sort of envisioned what you did, that it would be an after
Yeah.
party. And for the record, the way we're going to do it from now going forward, because 2 hours of standing there shaking hands and talking is fucking a nightmare.
Yeah.
So we're definitely
what?
gonna change it next time to where
Yeah,
it's
you
just
know
like a
what?
mixer.
You know what we should do also? Because, by the way, for people watching or listening, I don't get a cut of any of this, so that's not why I'm going to say what I'm about to say. But I think that the prices for the meet and greet thing should be a little bit higher, and I think other people said that too. Like, literally, people in line would tell me, like, I don't know why this was so cheap. This should have been a lot more expensive, and I think that's true, because then maybe you do weed out some of those people, and then you could do that sort of meet and greet in that way.
Yeah, maybe that's interesting. Nobody said that to me at all, that it was too cheap. But that's not a bad idea, that maybe we raise the price of that. But
Yeah, why not?
but
Because it was
both of
$100, right?
yeah, both Anthony and Gavin were like, we cannot stand there. The fucking meet and greet was longer than the show. It was over 2 hours.
Dude, on Gavin's show yesterday or 2 days ago, he was saying how yeah, it was like a 2-hour meet and greet. No, dude, it was 3 hours. It was legit.
Was it
3
3
hours.
hours?
Yeah, it was 3 hours. It was like 9 to 12.
Yeah, it was 9:30 to 12, so it was 2.5, because we got off stage right at like 9:30.
No, you got off stage a little before that, I think.
Nope, because I remember it might have been like 9:27, but I remember when I looked at 9:20, I looked at my watch when we were doing the podcast, wrapping up at 9:20, and that's when I started to like wind us down and get us out.
I mean,
of there.
it was definitely over 2 hours. It had to have been like 200 people or something.
It's we sold 150. We sold 150.
Yeah.
Meet and greets.
But then I feel like people maybe had like friends with them, or I don't know, but it was really, really long.
Yeah.
It was definitely interesting though. I did like it. And then it made me feel like I was there for a purpose. Jim Goad ghosted.
Jim Goad. Yeah, I was just gonna say Jim Goad was there like literally for like the first 30 minutes, and then was like, bye.
Yeah, he didn't even say bye. He did the Irish goodbye. He just disappeared into the back, like he just like disappeared like Homer Simpson into the grass,
But in
That's
his,
what he did.
I get it. In his mind, he was probably sitting there like, I didn't even bring books to sell. Like, I could have brought some books and sold books.
Yeah.
So.
I wonder if he was pissed. Have you guys heard from him?
No, I haven't heard from him. But I didn't really know Jim at all before the event. So
yeah, he probably was pissed. So I don't think he'll do the next one. When is their next one?
We're about to announce it.
Like
They're going to
today?
announce it on Compound Censored. So
Oh,
I guess
shit.
I guess I can leak it for the handful of people that are
leak
watching
it.
this live.
Leak it.
Dallas, Texas, September 23rd and 24th.
Oh shit! 2 days?
2 nights. Yeah, we're doing a smaller venue, and we're probably going to do 2 shows each night. So
Oh damn! I like Dallas. That will be good. I'll bring my family.
yeah, Dallas will be fun. Let's see. Matt said he was pissed we weren't talking afterward. Matt, what are you talking about? That he was pissed we weren't talking? Like we weren't talking to him? He wasn't. He wasn't pissed. We were talking. Oh, okay. Sorry, Matt. He said he wasn't pissed. We were talking afterward. Yeah, but Jim is old as old as fucking Anthony. I think might be older. So I'm sure he was just like, dude, this is way too much.
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, we were standing there. I was talking to Gavin yesterday. I was like, yeah, we'll just do like a mixer, like a VIP after party. We won't do like a full like Comic-Con, racist Comic-Con again.
Yeah.
Because
it definitely should be more expensive.
Yeah, and I was fucking wiped. And he goes, well, of course you were. You're way fatter than the rest of us, and you stood there the same amount of time. That's what I love about Gavin's ball busting is it's not even like it's no attempt to be clever. He just states things as if they're total facts.
Well, yeah, when we were waiting,
he's like, well, obviously you're a homosexual, so that's why this is all unpleasant for you.
yeah. But he did call me a fag in front of 400 people.
Yeah.
But after that, I told him, I'm like, hey man, I didn't appreciate you calling me a fag. You outed me, and I want to come out on my own, terms. I think he liked that joke, but then like an hour later or a couple hours later or whatever, when we were waiting for an Uber, he was like looking at how I was dressed, and he's like, why the fuck are you wearing boots? Why are your pants tucked into your boots? What are you, a fag? What are you, Tom Ford security? And then I just looked at Anthony. I'm like, I think he's threatened by me. So I actually do think, I'm not saying that to make myself feel better. I actually do think Gavin might be a little threatened by me.
Oh, because you're a good looking guy?
I don't know. But the thing is like that dude's a legend and he's very successful.
I don't think it's that at all. I think literally that's just his sense of humor is to be shitting on you because
no. I think he's threatened by me.
Okay, well, you carry whatever narrative you want.
Yeah, he's threatened.
But what I do think is funny though is it is like what's very interesting is to see how Gavin's fans react to Gavin, because even going through and looking at the comments on Monday's GOML show, like there are people who when he made the comment about people bringing gifts and he was just like, yeah, I just left some of that shit at the venue. People were furious about that. And they're just like, what? Oh, he thinks he's better than his fans. And it's like, no, I think he's just commenting on the fact that like we all traveled very, very light. And
dude,
like
I had a backpack. That's all I had.
Yeah, exactly. And if somebody brings like a ton of shit to you as a gift, it's like, I can't carry all this. Like, what am I going to do? Spend $200 to take home bottles of booze?
Yeah, look, Gavin is one of the cheapest people I've ever met in my life. So free stuff is probably awesome for him.
Yeah.
But first of all, he has his own particular taste. And also, yeah, we were all traveling really light. I just had a backpack. That's all I had. Traveling with a backpack is absolutely incredible, especially after like a month before traveling with my wife and baby. So you have the baby carriage, you have the car seat, you have all this shit. It was kind of a dream just traveling with nothing.
Yeah, and then of course you have Ryan, who's like, I don't need to bring anything but my wife and child, which I think pleased everyone.
Yeah, Gavin didn't like that.
No, he's said it a few times where he's just like, I think he said it in front of Ryan's wife, and he's like, why would you bring your wife to this? As she's sitting right in the green room.
Yeah, if anything, like if you're bringing them to Orlando, buy them some Disney tickets.
Yeah, well, I think they did, or they were going to, and then they were like, it's way too hot to take the baby to a theme park.
Yeah, I guess so. Then,
but I liked having them around for everything but Showtime, and then because it's nice to have people's families and stuff around because it makes you understand that like we're all people that have lives outside of the stuff that we do.
Yeah, but Gavin was expecting like a party.
Yes.
And but I don't think anyone was really even in the partying mood,
No, well, yeah, and it was one of the I think, well, first of all, the fucking audience had already done all their partying up until Showtime. Like that crowd was fucking hammered by the time we started.
I wonder if it's an Orlando thing or if that's just a censored thing. Like,
no, it's just because it was the first one, and so like I went back. I didn't I pretty much was off social media the day of the show up until we went live. And then I went back and looked at my messages, and I had like 20 messages from fans or Proud Boys or whatever who were like, we're over at this bar, come hang out with us. We're over at this restaurant, come hang out with us. And we're like, dude, we have a full slate of work. Like the stage direction and everything else. People don't realize how much time goes into pulling something like that together. And having to go in and basically direct an entire fucking stage crew to do a show. And even as little as we needed it's still like a couple hours of prep.
Yeah. I kind of liked not having to do anything, you know? Like, I didn't even feel like I had homework to do. I was just there. I
Yeah.
did like that. Yeah. But next time I want to do like a live podcast where people are waiting, you know, like
Yeah,
an
I
hour
would love to
before.
do, especially at this club we're gonna do in Dallas, this venue we're gonna do in Dallas. I would love to have you do like some man on the street stuff beforehand. And even if we did,
Yeah.
because this whole thing, we're kind of justifying these shows by wanting to put together like a full, I don't know if it's going to be like a full special or a full documentary film or something, but we're going to eventually do something with all this
Yeah.
footage. And I would love to have more. We didn't get any real behind the scenes shit because everybody's travel got delayed.
Yeah.
Gavin didn't get in till midnight Friday.
Yeah.
Everybody, and then we hit it. So, I didn't realize how drunk those guys were Friday night until we were walking back to the hotel and everybody was tripping and pissing on themselves.
Gavin literally did pee on himself. Yeah. Which I like that. That was
Which was
funny.
pretty funny because he was like,
Yeah.
he was mocking Ryan not being able to piss in public. He's like, you got to do it
Yeah.
cool. And he just pulls his dick out
Yeah.
and starts trying to piss side saddle while walking.
It was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It was pretty
even though he
impressive.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely cool because I think I would probably be a shy peer, you know? Like I would have
Yeah.
to think of rivers and rain and all of that to get going. And Gavin like effortlessly did it, you know, he just
I can never piss in public because I know I'm going to piss on my pants. Like, I'm one of
Yeah.
those people that, like, I've found a way to piss on my pants while I'm not wearing them. Like, that's
Yeah.
happened to me in my life before where I'm like, how did I get piss on those pants and they're on the floor over there?
Well,
So,
that's pretty impressive actually. So
yeah,
but yeah,
it's
but we
go ahead. What were you going to
no,
say?
no, it was just fun to see Gavin be Gavin, you know?
Yeah. Well, and he's definitely a good hang. And what I love about Gavin is he's pretty uninhibited, but he's not obnoxiously crazy.
I'm gonna tell you though, I am still pretty intimidated by him. You know,
Really?
I don't know why. But I don't know. I really don't know why. But he's one of those people where I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of intimidated by you.
I think 90% of it's interesting you bring that up because I think like 90% of Gavin's lore, like what the media believes about him or whatever, is literally just because of his face. Like sometimes he'll just stare at you and you're
Yeah,
like, oh, this man wants to cut my head off. And it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
the way he looks. He just has like this sort of quiet intensity about the
yeah.
way he looks. And then you'll just crack a joke and it'll be like, ha ha, and it just completely
True,
fades away.
true. Yeah, but he it's very uninviting. You know.
Yeah, but see, I grew up on the East Coast, and that's everyone. Like everyone has that angry immigrant face.
I mean, I grew up in North Cuba, so you know, I didn't have that.
Yeah, and then you move to Beverly Hills, where
Miami.
everybody has like a fake face.
Dude, LA is gay. LA is so fucking gay. I don't know. The whole country is essentially turning into LA, you know?
Yes, it is. It very much is. I mean, it's like it's amazing how quickly like the fringe left woke stuff has now sort of indoctrinated everybody. You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean? Like,
yeah, but it's also just like the globo homo mindset, like this globalist mindset where like we're all the same and blah blah blah. That's kind of goes back to why I don't believe racism is a real thing because like nowadays any like you call out any difference in people and then they're going to call you racist and it's like okay, so what you're doing is you're just creating like the sameness that encompasses everything and everyone and it erases tradition, it erases culture, it erases all these things that you know essentially celebrates how different we all are. But I mean, like, if you were to really think about it, that kind of to me would be racist. It's if you just erase all culture and replace it with this like corporate version of humanity.
yeah, it's like performative diversity with the lack of any actual diversity.
Yeah,
And I did a good episode of this podcast like a while back with a guy named Bertrand Cooper, who goes by Black Trash on Twitter. But he wrote I think he wrote a book and I think it's coming out soon. But essentially it talks about the performative nature of diversity in Hollywood and academia and politics. and that like these are just black people from the same Ivy League schools and upper middle class environment that the white people are from, that they're supposed to be replacing. And it's like, so you're actually not getting any representation of real black America in these people because they're from the same socioeconomic status as the white people that you're trying to create diversity around. And so what you end up with like is the same sort of worldview, but just from a black person or a Latino person
Yeah.
or a gay person.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But to be fair though, and I'm just using blacks as an example, they're not cool anymore. Like at all.
No, not at all.
The shit that they create is trash. I think that pop hip hop and all of that, especially now, is just it's like subhuman kind of entertainment. It's terrible.
Whoa, are you saying it's almost like it's made by people that are only about 3/5 human? What's the percentage?
Yeah, I think like something like that, like 3/5. No, but if you think about if look, when black people were doing better in America, you know, let's just go back to the 1940s when they had, you know, they for some reason, like women, like they were thriving when, you know, they had less rights. I don't know why, but that's not why. It's not because they had less rights, but back then, you know, they had rhythm and blues, they had jazz, they had which I'm not a fan of jazz, but definitely you could see the value in what they were creating. I don't see any value in what they're creating, but to be fair, I don't see any value in what anyone's really creating nowadays.
Well, yeah, it's all and so much of like the commerce behind these sort of cultural movements or even artistic movements is like in the exploitative nature of what it's intending to celebrate, right? So it's just like you see it on when you go on streaming sites like Apple TV or Netflix or whatever. It's like, here's our Pride movies.
Yeah.
And you're just like, so these are what? These are movies about gay people. These are movies starring gay people.
Yeah.
These are and it's like, yeah, it's whatever you think it is, so that we can make the most money off of you buying shit that's been out for 20 years.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that like now they're like shoehorning everyone into everything, into media and all that, and they like highlight the fact that someone is black or whatever, or gay or whatever. Whereas before, when no one thought about it, like Beverly Hills Cop, for instance, no one thought like, here's a black movie and finally we're being represented. People were just like, this is a funny movie, I like it. You know what I mean? Blackness had nothing to do with it.
Except for the entire plot. Like, one of my favorite things about Beverly Hills Cop is that all of his detective work was just about making white people uncomfortable to get into places.
Yeah,
like if you go back and watch that movie, it was just literally like, oh, y'all don't want no niggas at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yeah,
and everyone freaks out. Everyone freaks the fuck out. They're like, right this way, sir. And he's like, all right.
Yeah.
And the music plays and he cuts open the fucking box that has the drugs in it. And you're just like, wait, all of his detective work is literally around scaring white people into getting out of his way. It's pretty genius. That's what we live in now.
Yeah, exactly. But back then we were just watching it because we liked it, because it was funny.
Yeah.
You know, now everything has to be like highlighted. The fact that it's an all-female Ghostbusters, it's a black whatever, you know, and it's kind of disingenuous. I think it's cheap. It's very cheap. You know, like I think that if they made James Bond black in 1980, let's just say in 1980 they did that, no one would be like, oh fuck, a black James Bond. Like, it wouldn't even been a thing, right?
You wouldn't even have discussed it.
Yeah, like, okay, cool, there's a black James, I hope he's good, I hope he's gonna be a good replacement for, you know, whatever. But now it's okay, this is because he's black,
right? Or this idea that he has to be black. The next James Bond has to be, the next Superman has to be black. It's
yeah. Well, exactly. So that's kind of the way that they're framing everything now, and I don't like it.
It's insane. What was your first brush up against? Because we got to talk about a lot of things, but I didn't really get to dive into like how you came to be censored, or kind of how like what was your journey to becoming one of us? Because I feel like it probably ties into the first time you started talking about these observations or seeing these kinds of things.
Well, look, I'm gonna go back. I'm not a libertarian anymore, but I was in my teens and all of that. And then right when Trump started to run, I was friends with Milo Yiannopoulos, and you know, we were talking, and that's kind of slowly when I started to like, you know, I was listening to Gavin a lot back then, and that slowly when I was getting more and more red pilled to the, I would say, far right,
Yeah.
not in a bad way, but around that time, like 2014, 15, I was dating this woman, and you guys can Google her if you want. Her name is Kate Town. Her dad wrote that movie Chinatown. So she
Okay.
grew up in Hollywood, and I'm not name drop. Like I'm trying to
Just paint a picture.
exactly. So
Yeah.
she grew up in old school Hollywood, in a horrible kind of conditions where her dad would bring her to the Playboy Mansion with Jack Nicholson and just leave her there while they go fuck Playboy bunnies. Like Jack Nicholson and I think his name's Robert Town, So she would just be wandering around the Playboy Mansion, and I don't like what happens to a little girl in those kinds of environments, So
Right.
obviously she grew up to
Oh,
be like,
I'm sure they just let her sit at the bar and brought her mozzarella sticks all day
yeah,
while guys are
yeah.
in there, train
It was like
fucking
it was a
playmates.
country club. It was a
Yeah.
country club, So she's that's how she was brought up, and then so big time feminist, and she would say things like, I knew she was a lefty, but like it never really came up. And then when the whole feminist stuff started to become popular, she would always say things. And I'm like, that doesn't sound true. I'm gonna look it up. And then I would look it up, and then I would show her things, and she'd be like, no, that's from a right wing, blah, 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 blah. But I just knew that she was completely wrong and off her rocker and all of that. And also she's like 9 years older than me or something. Like it was that kind of relationship. It was very bizarre. And so she kind of was the one who, like, because she would say stupid, crazy shit, she kind of like forced me to do research and then find people like Milo and Gavin and all of these people back then. And that's kind of what started the whole red pilling thing. And then even further, after that, like, I never really thought about having kids or anything like that. And then I would hear Gavin talk about having a family and all that and stop being a fag and fucking around. And I'm like, oh yeah, that actually kind of makes sense, So then, that's kind of where my priorities shifted, and I was starting to look for that. But with regards to like podcasting and all of that, I was like running this tech startup in 2017. I raised $500,000, and it was a disaster. I mean, like we lasted like a year before running out of money, and we were up and running and all that, but we ran out of money, and just the concept didn't work.
I've been there.
Yeah,
been there.
dude.
I had a buddy like at the start of the pandemic was like, I've got a COVID loan. I'm going to start a business. Come help me run it. And I was like, sure. And then like 60 days in, he's like, we're out of money. And I was like, all right, well,
how much money?
I mean, he had only had like, something like 70 grand or something to start off with. And
God,
he was trying to build his own ad agency, and
like, that's like the worst time to do it. And when no businesses are up and running, like,
right, exactly. So which was wild, because like we actually had a lot of prospective clients, but we only had like one or two that had signed paperwork and paid us any money at that point. And he's like, well, can you stay on and work for free? And I was like, no. Like,
yeah, that's
I'm here in a consulting capacity to try to help you build your thing, but like I don't work for free. Like if it's not the shit that I love to do, like my point was I already do enough work for free for myself. Like
yeah,
if
exactly.
I'm going to work, if I'm not going to make money, I'm going to do my shit, not your shit.
Yeah, exactly. And you didn't really have that much faith in it, when he ran out of money. So,
well, also it became very clear very early on that he just had no fucking clue how to run a business at all.
Yeah.
And so like all of the shit operational the one thing I love about the way we do these live events is that Gavin is like, it's on you. You put it all together, and everything else, we'll show up and we'll do our part. So like the thing I like about that is there is no sort of like, oh, but I want to do this or I want to do this. It's like, you're in charge, you run it, you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it even got to the point a couple times where I think Ryan is so used to the day-to-day with Gavin, where Gavin will go, no, change it. We're going to do this. And my relationship with Gavin is different, to where he would be like, change it. We're going to do this. I go, no, we're not. It's too late.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
So I just have a different mindset when it comes to business, like of just how things have to be handled and how to run things. And you got to have that mindset, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're starting something from the ground up. And Gavin is somebody I would describe as like, when you go through business training, you find out people fit into these personality types. And Gavin is the classic sort of type A creative genius where from a brainstorming, from a creative ideas perspective, he's the best person in the room. But you don't give that person operational responsibilities because they're going to fucking hate doing it. They're going to hate it. They're going to resent it. So like the division of labor that we have between all of us for these shows is kind of perfect because it fits what everybody does. Gavin can have the freedom to sit back and come up with things creatively and say, hey, let's do for the next one. Let's have a video package that we roll before the show. And I'll design all that. And let's have t-shirts that we sell and merch. And I'll design it. It's like, design away. And then I'll pull the levers on how we operate all that stuff.
Yeah, I definitely see the next ones being just getting better and better. So it was nice. It was nice to like be able to see this come into fruition because, you know, a part of me was like, oh, this is for sure going to get canceled and we're not going to be able to do it. But the fact that it even happened was kind of incredible.
Yeah, the fact that it happened, I mean, dude, I was like, I had so many not fantasies, but like so many sort of like dreams of all the ways it would go wrong. Like from the venue canceling to my fucking plane crashing to like one of us getting murdered or killed before the event. Like all of those things flashed in my head to where like when Saturday night happened and I got back to the hotel to change to go to the karaoke bar again, I fucking collapsed from exhaustion of like, oh my God, we just got through it. And there was zero problems.
Yeah.
Like
no,
zero
it was
problems.
Incredible. Yeah.
We didn't even have a sound cue or something get fucked up with the live production.
Nothing bad happened, which I was shocked.
That show looked like, I mean, and this isn't me patting myself on the back. It literally is like stars aligning. That show looked like we had been doing it on the road for a year.
Yeah.
Like the production aspect of it. And that's a credit to the venue. That's a credit to how good their fucking team is. Cause we literally marched in with all the shit that day and they were like, done, we got it.
Yeah, I saw some of those people that worked at that venue. Like when Gavin and Anthony, when they were doing their routines, I just saw them standing to the side and I'm like, holy shit. I can't believe I know Gavin sees them too. And I know Anthony saw them too. But
you're talking about specifically the black security guards at the front of the stage. Yeah. Which is funny because when we were talking about gay stuff, they were dying.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the gay stuff. They were totally fine making fun of the gays, but the moment that they started to make fun of black people, that's when I saw their faces completely change.
They went from like laughing to like this, like Nation of Islam, arms crossed, like furious.
Arms crossed, like kind of just like rolling their eyes, like looking away. And I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe this is still happening. I'm like surprised no one sabotaged it or anything.
Yeah, or did anything. Yeah, it was very interesting. But you know what's weird is even in talking to everybody that worked there, even though they all kind of lean left and are kind of woke, they do have this old school rock venue mentality of like art is art.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and so they very much were like, we don't have to like it or agree with it or even want to consume it, but we respect your freedom to do it.
I think because it was Florida, you know, I think that like there still is that aspect that still exists within that state. Like parts of that state feel like 20 years ago a little bit, you know, like stuck in time a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is like, you know, they were like, they just had Dave Rubin and Ron DeSantis there, which was one of the reasons why I picked that venue because I saw that on the calendar and thought, oh okay, so this will be better.
God, I hate Dave Rubin.
Yeah, isn't he just the most vanilla fucking right wing guy we have?
You know what I hate about Dave Rubin is he thinks he's a comedian also.
If Gavin is actual penetration, then Dave Rubin is light petting over the denim jeans.
Yeah,
you know, like
exactly.
It's just so tame and so. By the way, I'm on Dave Rubin's platform, Locals. You can go to joshdenny.locals.com for all of my bonus content.
That plug. That was a really good plug. Well, I think he sold it. I think he sold it or something. I don't think he's involved in it anymore.
No, I think he is involved, but probably just in a creative capacity.
Because
I think Bongino and Rumble just bought it.
Yeah. Because when I got banned from Patreon, like the moment it happened, I get a text from someone who works at Locals, like, "Hey, we set up your page. You should come and join." And blah blah blah. I'm like, your website seems confusing to me. I don't want to do it.
It is. And to be honest, I may jump ship from there because of that. Because what sucks about it is they tout it as like the right wing Facebook, but the problem is like everything is its own individual community. So like it's very hard to have like a feed that's
Yeah.
everyone you follow, and you
Yeah.
can't just comment on something. You have to first go to their page. If you're not
Yeah.
part of their page, you have to join their page. Then you can go in and comment if their comments are open. Otherwise, you got to pay money and join. So it's like it's just so segmented and so
It's
gated.
convoluted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't join, but also I my response was like, I've said bad things about Dave Rubin publicly very recently. Like,
Yeah.
can you assure I won't get banned? You know, because like his whole thing with the surrogate baby that they have, the 2 babies they have coming in a few months.
Yeah.
Like as vanilla as he is, that whole scenario to me is so fucking evil, and it's even more evil because of how vanilla he is, like how nonchalant they are about that whole situation.
Yeah.
Like very weird to use a woman's body, or 2 women, I don't know how many they got, like a harem of women to make babies for them. Like yeah, we're conservatives. Yeah, how is that? How are you a conservative? Like participating in that? Whatever. That whole thing pissed me off, but
Well,
also,
I also
yes,
just
he's
thought, like,
vanilla.
what's wrong with classic adoption, you fucking narcissist? Like,
Dude, seriously.
that is to me,
Seriously.
that is what gay. Well, that's what all gay men should do, and definitely conservative gay men.
When I was in LA, living in right before I moved, and I was in LA, this gay guy in my gym was like, "So how's your kid? How's it being a dad?" I'm like, "Oh, it's awesome, blah blah blah." And he goes, "It's so weird because you guys can just go into a hospital and come out with your baby and nothing, and we have to go through all these hoops and meetings and he wasn't even talking about adoption. He was talking about a surrogate thing as well, which he and his boyfriend got a surrogate, which again is,
do you have any idea how much that shit costs? It's anywhere from
so
like 100. It's like
expensive.
$100,000 up to $1 million, depending on how. And also, nobody wants to talk about how eugenicist it is in its design, where they're like, no, we want a white baby with blue eyes. It's literally like
they go through like Dave Rubin. I know this for a fact. They go through like a magazine of people, like a pamphlet of all these kinds of people, a binder of women. They go through this binder of women.
It's like old school casting couch shit. Like, oh, I'll fuck that one.
Exactly. It's so fucking weird. So yeah, I
also
don't like
if you're gay, let's really unpack this. If you're gay and you do not find women sexually attractive, how do you flip through a catalog to decide which ones you like the most to have children with?
Yeah,
like I imagine you're just sitting there and you're flipping through and you're like, ew. No, ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, but also like this notion, gay people don't want kids.
Yeah.
They don't want kids. Like their whole lifestyle, there's no room with their lifestyle for kids, the partying and the, going on vacations and spending money and all of that, like literally no room for kids. So they're LARPing.
Yeah, and to me, like all the reasons I would be gay are to avoid all of those normal things. Like,
yes,
it's so hey, we can have 2 full incomes. Yeah, like
that's how it used to be.
Let's have 2 full incomes and no responsibility. It's like it's being a kid on Neverland in more ways than one.
Yeah, they somehow got psyoped into believing they should be as normal as straight people, where their whole culture is the identity of their culture is to not be normal. And now they're all like, I'm Dave Rubin. You didn't know I was gay?
They're
like,
all Dave Rubin? No.
They're all no. They're not all Dave Rubin, but a lot of them are Dave Rubin, you know?
Yeah, they're like, we want the whole heteronormative world, but with guy pussy. And you're like, all right, well, that's odd, but okay.
I think you can convince them like the most gay thing they could do is become straight. I think we're so close to doing that. It's like the horseshoe effect. Like they're so close to being normal that the next step is they're just going to be straight.
Says gay men should do. How dare you, Josh Denny? Yeah. Well, but Ty talks about this too, where he's just like, yeah, being gay used to be way more fun and cool and like, what's the word? Like not. But like there was the taboos around it were like sexy and fun and exciting, and it's like it's become very lame and normal. Like if I was gonna fuck guys, I wouldn't want to do it like in a very Leave It to Beaver way. I'd want to be like I'd want to do all the wild shit.
Yeah, but you know
what I'm talking about, Lekach, right? That's how you did it.
Yeah, I'm a fag. Gavin outed me.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's yeah, I wouldn't want to if I was gonna fuck a guy and have him be just as bad as being around a woman, like what's the point?
Yeah.
You
Wait,
know?
I
That's
want to
dumb.
finish. I want to finish quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Finish
red
it.
pill thing. So I'm gonna cut fast forward to like 3 years after that tech thing. I was doing a podcast just for fun on my own, and then when the COVID bullshit happened, my girlfriend, now my wife, she was like, you should start making money from this. You spend a lot of time doing it. So I'm like,
Oh, that's a
okay,
good
fine.
point. Ty says
You-
gay people get tired of partying like anybody else. I guess that's true.
I don't think that's true because they got the drugs, pumping in their veins, keeping them going. Come on, that's not true. So I I started doing my podcast on Patreon, and I was on there for 2 years before getting banned. But and then started growing, and then I approached Gavin before the Patreon, and I'm like, hey, I should have a show on Censored, and then he's like, okay, make a pilot. I made a pilot without any direction. It sucked, and he sent me this scathing email of like why it sucked. So rather than like cry about it, I cried a little. Rather than cry about it, I remade it and I sent it to him. And then from what I heard, they all liked it. It was very well made. But then, the COVID thing happened and I didn't hear from anyone. So then I went on my own. The Patreon grew a lot. And then Gavin emails me like, hey, you want to come on Censored? And I'm like, I don't know how we're going to do it because I'm
You already do. You already have it paywalled
I'm
on
already
your own.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever, we worked out a deal, but basically, I implanted this idea that I should be on Censored in his mind. I finagled my way in there. Like I reached out to them originally saying I should be on Censored TV because they had this guy, Punk Rock Patriot or something, who had such a shitty show. And I'm like, why is this guy on? He's retarded. He's not making any good points. And I would do something better than he can. So I like started emailing them and bugging Ryan every day, like, hey, I should be on Censored. And it's kind of like how I've been getting on InfoWars. I just told them, hey, I should be on InfoWars. I didn't wait for an invitation,
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I came across like when one of my canceling happened, I think it was the one in 2019, somebody was like, you should link up with Gavin McInnes. You guys have very similar stories. And I just started going on Get Off My Lawn as a guest. And then when I went to New York to do stand-up shows and do Kumia's show, Gavin was like, come stay with me and hang out. And then he pitched me the idea of doing a show over there and gave me he was like, whatever you want to do. And then I looked at the network. It was like, well, everything is like streaming shows. So I want to try to do something a little bit more adventurous and scripted and, just different, like a different thing for the platform. And he liked it. He had some notes in the beginning where he was just like, do this or do that or tweak this. And some things I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let me do that. And then some things I was like, nope.
the thing with him is that he's not the type of person that will like shit on you just to shit on you. He wouldn't like say, this sucks. Okay, bye. If he thought you had potential, he'd be like, this sucks, but maybe do it like this. It would be cool if you did it like that. So I appreciated that constructive criticism from him, originally when I made that shitty first pilot. But now I do whatever I want. And I know he doesn't watch my show, so I even sometimes talk shit about him because it's funny.
Yeah, you could sneak that in a little bit,
Yeah.
right? We're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was funny when I got COVID in the middle of doing my first season of my show at Censored, and I missed like 3 weeks in a row. And it took 3 weeks for him to text me and be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I've
Yeah.
been fucking bedridden with COVID. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, all right. Well, I guess that's fine. But the other thing too is like just being able to, like, I shoot that show in my spare bedroom, or did. And this season I'm not. I'm using an actual studio to do it. But yeah, I was like, dude, I have like over the holidays, I said I had company, and like I had to tear the studio down so that my company could stay in our spare room. So
No, you should just make them stay on a set.
that would be fun. Yeah, just like just move the lights around the
No,
air
and
mattress.
then like without them knowing, you just live stream
I
it.
just
on
start
Censored.
filming the show.
Yeah, and that would be the show. Just people staying in your studio.
Yeah, and then I had to learn how to edit and everything else, and which you can literally see the progression of how little I knew to like how I got better as the season went on, where it's like, oh, it's in 4K now for the last 2 episodes. Like,
Yeah, but I still use iMovie, but still, yeah.
But yeah, it's like one of those things of like I hate, as somebody who cares about the production of things and isn't very skilled at it. I hate that like what I would like or what my standards are for it is not equal to my aptitude for it. So I literally had to like sit down and like watch videos like, all right, I guess I got to go to school and learn how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And I love the people that have the proclivity to do it themselves, but it's like the problem is I could hire somebody to edit it and then I would have to like stand over their fucking shoulder and give them direction the whole time anyway. So I was like, I guess I can just learn how to edit it and do the best that I can. And now once we get rolling with season 2, I'll be able to kind of do it. I'll be able to have faster output because of the way that I've sort of structured the edit and everything else. So
Yeah.
and I have other writers that are going to write on season 2 with me. So
Nice.
it'll be
When's
fun.
that? When is that coming out?
I want to try to get it going here. I think maybe July 4th we're gonna do.
Sick.
We're gonna start premiering it then. So that's kind of the plan. Because I finally have a studio source to be able to do it, and it's right in my neighborhood, which is nice. So
Yeah.
I mean, we literally do it on a green screen in a studio. The other thing though that I think is kind of interesting that I might do, and this is one of the things that's held me up. I was talking to Ryan about it, and I go, I could put a live audience in there to do it just like the Soup. Like they used to have 20 people.
Right.
That
Well, Milo used to do that too.
Did he?
For when he actually put in a lot of work into his show Uncensored in the beginning, and it was in the compound studio. Like there would be like 10 people there or something.
Yeah.
So he used to do that. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I might do that. I might start doing it where we have live audience come and just like give them pizza or some shit. Just people. Listen, there's plenty of people in LA that will come to a taping for something for free dinner.
You should get like weird Tim and Eric type of people, like the weird actors that they use for their stupid shows. Like they get people from like nursing homes and stuff. You should get random people, like really weird random people that have no idea what your show is, and bring them into the audience. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I think you should do that.
That's kind of the idea. Yeah, it's a little tricky the way we do it because everything is put in post. So like all the graphics and all the video and everything is just put in post in the green screen. And so it would be very difficult to like roll the clip, you know what I mean? Like
True.
live. And then they're just like, but we don't see a clip. So
yeah,
it makes it a little tricky. Like maybe if I put it, I could do it with an actual like TV screen in the background.
Or
where
get
we're
a
playing
and get a
clips and stuff.
TriCaster. Get your own Ryan.
Yeah, or just build a whole fucking studio. What does that cost? 60, 100,000?
Yeah, just get $100,000 and make your own studio. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Why am I even trying to do any of this stuff?
Why don't you get $100,000?
It reminds me. Yeah, that's why we're doing these fucking shows, man.
Yeah,
I'm trying to put the money together to do a stand-up special at the end of the year, and then maybe if we make enough money off of that, I can build a studio, right?
Yeah.
You remind me of my girlfriend's Persian mother, who's like, the first stand-up show of mine she ever came to, she was like, "You are good. Why do you not go down to the Comedy Central and tell them to give you a television show?" And I'm just like, "Oh, I never thought of that. Just go on down there without an appointment." She's like, "Yes, go through the front door and tell them you are there to be famous."
It's like when people say they offer, ideas of who I should interview. Like, why don't you interview Donald Trump? Oh my God, that's a really good idea. I've never heard of it.
Oh shit.
Wow,
I do have his number. I don't know why I didn't think to.
He's like super easy to get in touch with. I'll just, DM him on Truth Social.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I did. It was funny though, because I did tell Gavin, I was like, wouldn't it be fucking great if we could get a real Trump to come to this thing in Orlando? And I thought of it so late to even try to work through my contacts to get to a Trump. Like I was like, I might be able to like get to Don Jr. Like I know somebody who's really good friends with somebody who's really good friends with Don Jr. Maybe, but it was literally like a week before the event, and because we were talking about the run of show, and he was like, "We're gonna have Ryan come out as Trump."
Yeah,
wouldn't it be cool if we could get Trump? And he was like, "Maybe someday."
Dude,
and then I was like, "I'd be fine with a Trump. We don't even need the Trump."
Yeah, like
it'd be hilarious.
What's his daughter, Tiffany?
Yeah,
we'll
take the lowest on the call sheet.
Yeah. Honestly, I think higher than Trump would be Barron Trump because no one even knows what he sounds like.
Exactly. And he's enormous.
Trump. Yeah,
that kid's going to be 8 feet tall.
I actually think that he's like a dark horse candidate for president in 20 years or something. Like,
You think so?
I don't know, because no one knows anything about him, and I feel like that's on purpose. I feel like what kind of 15 or 16-year-old acts like that, where they're
he-
private? That
He is
you have to be
very
some-
robotic.
dude. You have to be some sort of genius.
You think
know?
he's like the Manchurian Trump, where
No,
they've got him programmed to be activated at
No,
some point?
not even that. Like, I think he's probably so fucking high IQ, like so self-aware. What 16-year-old is that self-aware,
Yeah, well,
to,
he's
to
not
like
like
be out of
he's not like Patrick Mahomes' brother doing fucking TikTok dances during the
Exa-
Super Bowl and shit.
exactly. Like, he's
Yeah.
not like that,
Or he's
Um,
just so flush with pussy that he has an unbelievable sense of self-worth.
No, man.
Like, what if that kid's just showering in naked Floridian pussy all day and he's just
I
like,
don't
what do I have
know.
to prove to anybody?
I don't know. I don't like to imagine a 15-year-old doing that, though. But
Oh, okay. Is he 15?
sorry,
I mean,
Josh. I'm not like.
I mean, in 3 years. I mean, 3 years when that's appropriate.
Yeah,
That's,
I'm not a sicko like you.
Yeah, no, it's and I should be locked up for even suggesting an idea that 15-year-olds are having sex out there in America.
They're not anymore. They're playing
Never.
video games and
Yeah, not since we took down Ghislaine. That was the only instance of people under the age of 30 having
True.
sex in America.
True. It's weird how she was a sex trafficker, yet she had no clients.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Really
all right,
weird.
cool. Well, we'll get out of the main show. Josh, thanks for making time to come on the show
Yeah.
today and recapping Florida. We'll jump into the bonus show. For people that are watching live, you can switch over to Rockfin if you aren't there now. Full shows are available on rockfin.com. Otherwise, you can watch it after it's up on joshdenny.locals.com. And then, as we said before, you can catch Josh's regular podcast at wrongop.gumroad.com. And then, of course, you can catch both of us on censored.tv. And yeah, are you coming out you're going to come out to Dallas end of September?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
All right.
I'll
Anything
come
you
out.
got to plug that I didn't plug for you there?
No, it's just, if you guys don't subscribe to the Gumroad, you're communists and you're no friend of mine.
I like that it's sort of like Silk Roadish. I'm going to ask you about Gumroad because I've been looking for an alternative that's not fucking Patreon.
Yeah, no, Patreon.
and
They're going to let
locals.
you grow. Patreon will let you grow, and then they're gonna kill your dreams when it's the perfect time to do it.
Well, it's like I have so many friends over there. Like even my buddy Dick Masterson, who does the Dick Show over there, he brings in like $25,000 a month or something on Patreon,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, dude, they literally could just snatch that away from you like that.
Yeah, but the thing is though, is that he knows he has all the emails of the subscribers. If anything was ever to happen, he can rebuild. He could probably even get bigger. Like the thing I've noticed with Gumroad is I've been able to get a lot bigger than I ever did on Patreon. I honestly I don't know why.
Yeah, but isn't that some of the special sauce? Isn't it kind of good to not know why? Where you're just like, all right, cool, that's great.
Yeah, and I think it does give you credibility if you have been canceled.
So before we get out of here, Mind of Scarecrow says those closet doors, though. Yeah, my closet's in the background. My kitchen's right over there. Like, what do you want from me?
You know what?
We all can't live in Costa Rica, man.
Yeah, but I gotta say something to that guy. Like that's very rude because we're trying to entertain you with our witty anecdotes and our opinions and all of that, and you're just staring off into beyond the show. You're looking at whatever is happening behind Josh, and I don't think that's respectful. I think that's rude. And how dare you?
Josh Lekach, this is awesome, man. Thank you.
Thank you.